YouTube, hello, welcome back to Final Fantasy 16. This is day number 15, I think, and I lost my beard. Tell me if you find it. I don't even remember where we left off because we've had so many upload speed problems here over on Twitch. The days that we've been trying to stream, we've been met with a lot of challenges. So hopefully today goes with pretty smooth, and we can just get you a good, nice good viewing thing here over on YouTube. But appreciate the support as always. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe for more Final Fantasy 16 content. And as always, thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, so there were hunts here. I don't remember if any of them were like, there's an S hunt hiding somewhere in the desert, right? Yeah, in the Velcroy. Okay. The tricephalic terror. An aspect of a dragon, a lion, and a scorpion all at once. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Looks like we've got some side quests to do as well. There's something at our reading table. We can go check that out real quick. Let's do that now.
How do you split the sea?
Yo.
The stew's awfully thin.
For now, it'll grow back in a week. And tail makes 4. 5. There's but one crystal left, needs cracking, but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss. Otto. Glad I walked all the way back for that, Otto. Appreciate you. Super glad. Nothing new with the blacksmith. So we're actually good to go. We got a couple of side quests that we got to do. Some of them are at Martha's Rest, it looks like. There's one over here. Wow, there's side quests all over the place. Looking like this is going to be a side quest stream. Let's start in Dalamil. Because we have to look for that S-Rank content anyways. So I may as well start here. This is one of the side quests that we were supposed to take a look at anyway. We can head that way first. Looks like this is for even weirder science.
I'll need to deal with these ones first.
Let's get off of this. Oh, that's right. We've got Shiva now. I forgot. Let's do this. Nice. I feel like that should hit the other two. Like, I get why it doesn't, but like, they were in the blast range. They should have gotten hit. Nice.
How to find this spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just 2 more.
Okay. Head to actual Dalamil here. I'm probably good to sit down for a bit. Oh, oh yeah. There we go.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you naughty thing!
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together. Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
It's great.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon. May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention.
Great.
And they have formed what one could call, and they grow more
We'll fight them all off, just how you won't we, Lube?
Of course we will. If the longer we avoid facing this one, the more our best hope is by finding those perhaps certain.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
How could I refuse? Thank Victor will fill you. I have him stationed by the desert gate. Receipt. I'll go and speak.
Good. Let's do it. Sorry, I got impatient. Lubor tends to drag out his conversations.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
There we go.
Still in Dalimil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another.
Fair.
A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
What does he want you to do?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. He said that you might be able to help me find them.
And you've come at just the...
So, like, the fake answer that I'm planning on giving when Grace sees it, because I know she's going to eventually, is that Grace complimented me, and that made me go, and then I shaved it. The real answer is I was going in to, like, clean up my neckline, so that way the beard would be, like, a little bit cleaner, because I had some, like, nasty stuff going on back here that I had to clean up, and I wanted to get, like, all this done so I didn't have, like, a neck beard going. And my finger cramped as I was going in, and it came in all the way up here and just slipped down because I dropped it. So it took off like this whole chunk of my beard. So
right time.
The rest of it just went.
On my way to speak with Conrad
At that point, I was like, I don't know what else to do at this point, so I guess it just goes.
There are more camps in the vicinity than
I never felt more old in my life, by the way, having my finger cramp while I was shaving my beard.
And we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the
Yep.
dunes.
It grows back so fast anyway, it's not worth the sadness. Just let it go.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Besides, now it'll be super manageable when I go to GoFest, which is preferable, to be honest. Nope, that's just a salamander. I was like, I wonder if that's it. It is not. We're actually looking for the S rank hunt in this area, but we're doing side quests while we're here.
That's him. The one who killed Locke and Fingers. Take his head off.
Bop. Bop. It was weird. It was weird. I thought I did fine. Like, as far as, like, my confidence level, how I answered questions, etc. But they didn't have, like, it was very, like, I see. Yes.
Sid.
Of course.
Where are you?
Next question. Like, all right. Fuck.
I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Yeah.
Seems that one of our
Unusual
parties
for
wasn't as thorough
interviews
as they should have
anymore.
been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying.
Uh-oh.
If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
Yeah, it could be. And this was just round one, too. There's going to be multiple rounds for this. So this was very, like... And that was the thing. Like, these first round interviews tend to be kind of informal, right? Just trying to get a gauge of the personality type versus the actual depth.
And now everyone knows.
But...
I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern.
Done.
Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try. And that is all I can ask of you.
Here we go.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a...
He knew all along that he was...
Yeah, so we had basically just gotten back to the hideaway and a whole bunch of side quests open.
I've seen your face before.
So today's going to be a lot of side quests.
Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout
Yeah.
the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
Was he laughing?
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil, and they will thank you not to get involved.
Morons.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor,
Yeah, they really are.
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against.
Boo.
For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Of course he's going to be dramatic.
You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Sorry.
Trust me, little ones, it is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
how could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
I would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Your reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
That was a weird side quest. Alrighty. Nothing else in that area. Looks like there's something in Tabor. And we're gonna check the Velcroy Desert and the Northern Velcroy Desert to see if we can't find this S rank hunt.
How the hell did that bastard get through the desert gate? Where were the guards?
Let's go.
Just kind of peruse around and see if we can't find something that has, you know, a giant ass body with some snakes and shit. That's just a hell diver. Yeah, I don't know if it's like big, or if it's like just gonna be like the Chimera we fought before, but that's looking promising. Let's put heat wave back on just in case. Yeah, I'm guessing that's it. Alrighty. Gorgamera.
We're not gonna work on this one. Stay close, Torvald.
This one's a tanky bitch. That does a lot of stagger damage. That does. Dodged a little too slow there. Tried to block. Oh, I needed to heal. Or buy healing items, rather. This one doesn't seem too hard, though. We should be okay. Nice. So much dagger damage. It's kind of insane. It is, yes. I think we're good here. Yep, we're good. Ooh. How was what? Oh, it was weird. It was weird, to put it mildly. I think it was fine, but time will tell, I suppose. Yeah, it was weird. I don't have a better way to describe it than that, unfortunately. Like, oops. Yeah, it's just, it was very serious, which for a first round interview is kind of odd. Usually first round interviews are like very personality focused, like trying to figure out who the candidate is kind of thing. And this one was very much not like that, which is odd for me. Yeah, it's a little strange. So like I said, it was fine. I think I did fine, but I don't know. It's just strange. But we'll see. I'm not gonna stop applying through places, so it doesn't matter. Even if it did go badly. I'm actually kind of shocked that this is an S rank hunt. Maybe I'm just finally like leveled enough now. But this feels a lot easier than the other S rank hunts than we did. Oh, is that why? Bummer. Really? That's kind of wild. There we go. Not bad. That was pretty easy. 15,000 experience, by the way, for that. And Rory Calcum, nice.
Should have picked on someone your own size.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have picked on someone your own size. Yeah. All right, cool. That wasn't too bad. Let's go off the Tober. T. I'm starting to get the inkling to get back to 14 again and give it another try. It's building. The more I play this game.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
That'd be fun.
Possible.
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
Is it good? I'm glad.
I'll go and meet with them.
I feel like if I started relatively soon, I may be able to, like,
the road through Titan's Wake.
Get through the free stuff at least.
After but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
I love that we have just an entire Assassin's Creed guild doing our dirty work for us. Yeah, it's worth a shot.
A village built around an airship. Sounds like another Lost Wing.
I can't get people to play multiplayer games with me now. You think I'm gonna get people to trade with me?
It is just as friendly.
I'll be fine. Ah, gotcha. So they're stuck getting everything on their own then.
Ambrosia won't help me here.
I don't know. I don't know.
Faster.
Enjoy that for the one day that it stays that way. Woo! I do need to get more blue hats though, because the only other blue hat that I have is that U of M one. And I mean, it's fine, but I usually wear that one outside, and I don't like to wear it on stream very often unless my hair is dirty. A Mets hat? I do have standards. I do have standards. Oh, I wasn't wearing a hat for the interview. That would be wild. Can you imagine? That'd be fucking crazy. Oh, don't hit my bird. Hey, guy, it's kind of hard for me to do your side quest when I can't get in. All right, well, I guess this side quest is gonna have to wait then, because I can't get into the door. Unless I'm supposed to blow it up. Hey-ya! Nope. Well, okay. We'll do that one later. It's true. You're not wrong. Legally speaking, you are correct.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for potions, if you have them, please.
Many thanks. You've a discerning eye. What's happened?
What up, Theo?
Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed.
Wait, what
soon.
FG?
But I still have much.
Oh, finger guns.
It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask
Yeah,
them
like
how long we have until
finger
the bearers
guns.
arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive.
Cool. I get the feeling this one's gonna run me around all over the place.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours.
And yet,
No, but
No buts about it, all right?
no buts.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all. And we were so close.
El, what's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
So this is the offer that they were trying to get the bearers for, right? And they ended up losing the bid.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard?
So, I don't have a good answer for you. Brando, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. For those who don't know me, my name is G Mundy. You can call me G Mundy, you can call me Gary, whichever you prefer. Currently playing through Final Fantasy 16. This is an off day for us, but we had to make up a stream from yesterday because our internet was poopy. So appreciate you coming in, Brando. Hope your stream's going well.
You're back.
Santana Banana, thank you so much for the 33 months. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Hey everybody, this is Resident Evil, but instead of RE, it's FF. Don't ask questions, it's the same thing. Trust me, I'm believable. I have a hat. How'd I do? Was that pretty convincing? Was that pretty convincing? Did I do okay? Hashtag RE for life. Yo, yeah. Woo! Jill, Chris, Leon, stuff like that. Woo, yeah. That's all I got. I got nothing. 10 unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you. Looks like RE video game. I like it. I like it. Alyssa, have you looked into Pokemon Sleep yet? Where you get to like just feed a Snorlax and it tracks your sleep. It's super fun. It's super fun. It's super easy. You don't have to barely do anything. It's just cute. Well, good news, you can cheat. So I don't, but you can. That's funny. 14 pistol rounds? Fuck that, dude. That's crazy. That's some bad luck right there. That's wild. That's bad luck. Holy shit.
Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo.
That's a bummer, though.
Everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others.
True.
Someone needs to prepare the place and keep
Look at these
any
wins.
beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it?
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through.
That's true.
She means to stay with us then.
Never would have known.
I can't
So you
say
try,
I'm
right?
happy to hear it, but is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
You're right.
Right.
It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell.
Congratulations on your 30 minutes of sleep. You've earned nothing.
I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off.
I can do that.
If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right.
How far away is Randalar? All the way the fuck down there. Okay, great.
To Randalar, then.
To Randalar.
Better not keep Eloise waiting. What I wouldn't give for a whole
We're actually going back to New York this next week. I forgot to mention it. Going to Pokemon Go Fest. Mm-hmm. Should be fun. Yeah, it should be a good time. It's on, I think it's, is it Randall Island that it's on? I forget the name of the little thing that it's on, but Oh, even if it is. I've been walking like somewhere of upwards of, okay. All right, bird. I've been walking outside a lot, and I'm a bit more weather resistant than I have been in years past. The heat doesn't bother me quite as much.
Thanks, Gal.
Ah, your dogs. There we go.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
That sounds terrible.
A trader from
She's Eloise.
A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over. That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then.
Yeah, me too. Because that's really the bummer, right? If it gets humid, then it's going to be unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're going anyway. I'll just sweat my ass off. I'm never going to see those people again anyway, so they can see me sweaty. Fuck it.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining him.
Were you?
I hope he might be encouraged to tell me more.
Who was it?
And he did just that. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you never...
Oh, nice.
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was
really?
dealing with.
You tried.
That's a pretty big character in that game, right?
And if what he said
Not like
is
one of the
true,
main characters, but...
the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head.
Yay! We get to find another dragon.
Trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them.
I mean, oh no, a dragon.
Theo.
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just
Oh, they changed.
make sure
That's
he's
odd.
safe.
Why'd they change voice actors?
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
Yeah. Cool. Great. Love Square.
Run like the wind.
I will say, to their credit. Oh, really? When they cheap out like that, they generally do find good good voice acting talent anyways. For better or worse.
That'll do, girl.
What's the situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just means they're not getting paid what they're worth.
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area is flooded with ether.
Uh-oh.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
I don't do much praying.
Better than that. Torgal, with me.
Right. I mean, look at this game. Their performance is amazing. They did a great job. I like it. That's cool.
It's over.
Got him. Okay, how many ability points do I have? 1,000? Did I master my limit break? I did master the limit break. Okay, good. Mastering the abilities only lets you just assign them to anything, right? Yeah, okay. I'm not too pressed about that. I'd rather master this. Because I'm not crazy about the circle for Shiva, but I do like Diamond Dust a lot. Ow. It seems that way. Like, even that S-rank hunt, we took out like half its stagger bar just with Diamond Dust alone, which is crazy.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned.
What up, homies?
Stop, lizards!
Burn. And they're all gone.
I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
You mean that dragon?
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
Whoops. Yeah, we've had so many internet issues, it's been wild. Sucks. I probably won't. It really depends on like how much I'm digging the post game, because I have not played this game nearly as much as I want to. And that said, this studio seems pretty keen on appealing to the masses when they complain about stuff. So I bet by the time I even have a chance to play that mode, they'll probably have fixed most of the concerns. Yeah, just doing like the new game plus hard mode is not. Yeah. Targeting on that is kind of cringe. Just time consuming. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Nice try.
Yeah. It'll probably be one of those things that I end up doing once just to do it. Kind of like Final Fantasy X's Platinum, right? Because Final Fantasy X's Platinum's like an awful time sink for no reason as well. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm glad you think so. I mean, after the fact, when I figured out that that was a thing, you got to remember, back when I did these kind of things, I didn't have a lot of access to internet, so.
You had me worried for...
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore.
Damn. That sucks. Big F.
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you.
That's weird.
Take care of my sister. Vito, wait. Goodbye. El.
Yikes. Yikes. Bummer. Damn. All right, we get it. You're cutting grass. So loud. Fuck. Holy shit.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was...
Nope. It's coming back again.
Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone.
Because
I sent him to that place against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer. In more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation.
Hey, Charles, how are you?
I had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to...
Damn. Remember that part in Resident Evil? Sorry, did I wait too long for that joke to hit?
But I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans
Oops.
to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people. Save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do. Ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be. Bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have.
Hell yeah.
And to Theo's.
Same. We got you.
Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own. To continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
Damn. Damn. Well. See ya, Theo. God, when's the last time I used Scarlet Cyclone? It's been a long time. All right, so we still can't go down that way, so there's no point in even trying. So at this point, we've gotten the hunt that we were looking for. We can just go straight to to the other side quest here. So let's go to the North Reach first. What's the closest one? One all the way down to the bottom right. We're not going there. We're going to go to the Vale first. Under new management?
High Cardinal, the Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
I don't trust this Duke.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold.
For what?
A foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec.
Yep.
A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf for your services to Northreach?
Sure.
You
Why would they listen to me?
the soldiers, and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
Why not?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
That would have been ages ago.
We already have a leader in the Dane.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
Yep.
So, you are the sellsword who
I sure
lent
did.
his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt. And
I had a
shall
meeting at
see
1
it
o'clock that I
repaid.
needed to be cleaned up for.
Tell me, is it wealth that you seek or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact.
It's a fair point.
For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place.
Is it though?
With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely.
See? It didn't even matter.
The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that? You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Bam.
Don't take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later.
I'll be back in a bit.
Revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan.
I get the feeling we're about to go run around and find out.
Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
I'll just leave you to it. I can jump over this, right? Sick.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
I am too. Knock on wood, right? It's been pretty stable thus far. It seems to get bad in the evening. Like in like the 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock range.
I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Uh-oh. Big loss.
Oh,
Hey.
him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
Sounds like we've got a war brewing on our hands. Yeah, English is hard. It's okay. It's not your fault.
A question, if you don't mind.
Right.
What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
War then.
The garrison
Great.
salvaged what they could from.
Sounds like not our problem, Clive.
Sell anything today?
Say good luck to the dame.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
Is that a good thing or a bad
She
thing?
was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence
Right.
to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. I am very jealous.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
I was wondering when you had a chance to watch it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I mean, look around us. You can see the state the
No, let's go Johto though, so I'm sad.
traders might not like having the screws put on them.
Automatic.
But if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before...
Yeah,
things
see,
got
that's crazy.
bad,
That's awesome.
Maybe they wouldn't have to.
Right?
I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding
So
the
good.
Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
Let's go, Hoenn. Of course you do.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants.
It really is, isn't it? I love this game. It's so good.
We already have a leader in the Dame.
One at a time.
Yeah, they
now.
don't want to compete with themselves, blah, 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 whatever.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
I don't care.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for
They
granted.
may not do it.
It seems my words.
The Let's Go game was pretty poorly received by the community in general.
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he
That
does it.
rumor's been floating around for a while, hasn't it? I do like the world of Unova. That would be fun. I won't hold my breath, though.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say.
It would be a pretty dumb
All I
thing to
know
do
is that unless
if
the
they
Emperor
did.
orders me otherwise, His Eminence's
But
word is law.
I thought it would be pretty foolish to abandon the Let's Go
Lots of
games,
these
and
taxes and tariffs, but Empire
it's a
don't
little
come
odd we
for
haven't
free.
seen it yet.
Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some.
It's so weird not having my beard. It feels cooler in here. Where the fuck is Philippe? Hello?
Welcome back.
There he is.
Wraiths give you any trouble?
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right.
So what are you gonna do about it?
I know what I need to do now.
Thank you, Philippe.
Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how.
Attaboy.
Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
I like when men only need a gentle nudge.
Seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least.
And you don't have to, like,
Expect his
bonk him in the
opponent
head.
to hear that, if nothing else.
He's like, you're right. Okay. Excuse me. Pog.
Ah, Clive.
Right. Like,
How did
bro.
you fare?
He's like,
Were
you know
able
what?
to
You're
speak
right.
with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a
I
say
did.
in this new
I
empire
did.
the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the
I
authority
got
of the
ground.
state. I fear he sees the
And it
people
came
as
with
mere
earth
pawns on his
power.
chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would
Which
rather
is my
have destiny
favorite type,
in your
so
hands.
it kind of knew.
Soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders, and not just because
It kind of
of the
knew.
Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque?
Dark's not bad.
I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well.
Bummer.
I owe it to those
No,
I
you just get
day.
one, and it's specific to you.
Why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach.
You can't nickname it? That's so strange.
Monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready.
But what if you do get
We
Fairy?
need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders
That's so
if
weird.
they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. And one which still lies within our grasp.
She sounds like Unalesca.
Only to
Like,
turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together,
just think of that voice and just now tell
a
me,
few of the lads
who
from the
will be
Vale
your
to help
faith?
keep watch around the town. I fear his eminence has loftier
She is the
tasks in
dame.
mind for
She
the
goes by
guard.
Isabel is her name.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then.
Interesting.
Until then.
Yeah, I think one of the items that they showed was star pieces, wasn't it? I may have misseen it though. I was typing at JD this morning while I was watching it, so I missed a few things. Oh, experience candy? That's not helpful. I mean, it is helpful, but like...
Saw the captain just now. I would speak with this Duke.
What does the dame have to say about
All right, we got one more side quest in this area while I yawn real big. Woo! Oop.
Good girl.
God, what a long day.
All right.
I don't think that'll ever get old. Just schmack. Oh, left. Oof. What up, homies?
It's over.
Nice. Grab this chest real quick. Bonk. And our second spherical echo.
One to go.
Nice. Last one is in Lost Plume. It's this, right? Pretty sure. Nice. So, I mean, I guess we could sell the vitamins. Not a bad shout. Do we know Mewtwo's moveset yet? That's fair. That's fair. Amber sure looks flooded.
Damn it. The whole village is turned. Back to the stables, go.
Bummer.
Stay down.
Yeah, I wonder. Side Strike definitely makes sense. And it'll likely have some setup move. Right. Because they could just Pokemon Stadium to us and just give it fucking Psychic, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. And then just do like what they did with Rillaboom. Just have it open with Nasty Plot and then use it periodically, like based on health loss or time loss. And it just eventually slowly gets the +6 unless you debuff. Give it Psy Strike or a Sphere. What other coverage does it need? Freeze these bombs. Right. Can you imagine? Not to mention, is this the first 7-star Terra raid that's gonna have pressure? We'll see how people deal with that too. How many people have actually PP maxed their abilities? I bet you not very many. That's fair. Possibly, yeah. Ooh, it's a big bitch this time. Bop. Bop. There may be an Iron Hands or two, yeah, possibly. I imagine we'll see probably a lot of Umbreons, and that's going to be a mistake too, right? I think that one's probably more likely. They'll just think Dark type and just bring it.
That's all of them. Owen can uncross his toes now.
Sick. All right, so we got to go head off to Martha's Rest for a couple of side quests here as well. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Can you imagine it has Miracle Eye?
Or it should be somewhere nearby.
Oh, God.
Assuming she's still here.
Want to know how to tell if the world's going to rack?
I've got greens of all shapes.
Where you at, Doris? Oh, is she actually in the actual thing? Hmm. No, she's not.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Yeah, there we go.
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid.
It allows psychic type attacks to hit dark types.
I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been...
Oh, it doesn't exist anymore?
Is an old acquaintance. She's
Yeah, I'm not that in tune with the attacks.
She would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it?
Not that anybody would carry that move anyway, but...
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Dope. That's a long ways away. I was just there. Dang it. All right, we'll do that first. No, thank you. I will not be fighting today. Yeah, I'll be fine.
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
Nice. That'll be fun. You excited for the Detective Pikachu stuff?
We've
That's
waited
coming out
long
sooner
enough.
than I thought.
She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any
No,
more and I'll be docking
that's
your
fair.
pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try.
Whee! See ya.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade?
Not quite.
You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder. She raised me like a daughter, and I did terrible things to earn her favor.
It wasn't all terrible, surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause.
Bummer.
To liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
Big
She
win.
wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though.
Big loss.
All right.
Shit.
If you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything. Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Dope. Not going to do that, though. You're heading to Martha's Rest. Hate to break it to you, Clive. Okay, never mind. I guess we're going back to the hideaway.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
Hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris.
Dope.
And you, of course.
Fun little side quest.
More beans?
Oh boy. What's up, everybody? Doris raid? Welcome in, co-op raid? What's up, everybody? How we doing? Anna Demetrio? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome on in, everybody. How we doing, everybody? Doris, perfect. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For those who don't know me, my name is G Mundi. You can call me G Mundi. You can call me Gary, whichever you prefer. We're currently playing through Final Fantasy 16, our first playthrough. Oh, she's the voice actress for Doris. That's awesome. Sick. Well, perfect timing. That's so cool. Well, welcome on in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. We do a whole bunch of fun stuff here on the channel. We do a lot of charity stuff. We do a lot of Final Fantasy playthroughs. Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. We've also done some Resident Evil speedruns as well. If you're interested, I've got a whole bunch of details down in my About section below. Appreciate everybody tuning in. That was a perfect raid choice. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much for the raid, Anna. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Go Yanks, you like the hat? Yeah, thanks. I am a big fan of Persona, yeah. I'm a big fan of Persona, yeah. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, these side quests have been so much fun. I've really been enjoying this so far. It's been a lot of fun. I love it. Hope everybody's having a great week, though. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Covered in nicks and lumps, a lot of them.
Thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. We keep the follow alerts anonymous just so folks can lurk if they'd like to. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, just a little while ago? Nice. It's taken us a little while longer, Striker, than I'd like it to, but we've been having some internet issues. But we've been making it work. Yeah, we try. I'm a bit of a lurker myself, so. In the stream that I frequent the most, I lurked in their stream for like a full year. So I get it. I definitely get it. Thank you all so much for the follows. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here's your spherical echoes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thanks a blimmin' million. I'll fit into the smelter right away.
Good, I'm glad. We do try to have some fun. Yeah, thank you so much. If you have to do, if anybody has to do some post-stream stuff, take care of yourselves, get some water, get some stretching on. Make sure you get yourself worked out. I appreciate y'all coming by. Thank you so much. We'll be here for quite a little while yet. We'll still be here for another couple hours. But thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
You saved my beacon again, Sid. And I ain't about to let your good deed
I love that.
unrewarded.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Thank y'all so much for the follows. I appreciate it.
I can make a few improvements.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
You could just buy me a bigger
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more room?
Surprisingly, that never gets old.
Tenable furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well,
Also, we do love the wide vibe here.
if you can believe it, scratchy metal. Well, if you insist.
Cheers, Starbuck. I appreciate that.
Love it. I promise.
The Pedro Payne, yeah. Also a favorite emote in the channel. The wide vibe is so good. It's so good. Just. I love it.
So, what do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious. Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in
A
using
Gary
it
vibe.
anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around
We
the
could probably
hideaway.
make that work.
Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here. Maybe even out there, too. One day, the whole world's gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
Cool.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Nice. Nice. Well, that was excellent. So I think we get up to, yeah, so it looks like we're probably going to get up to 8 and 4 potions, or 8 and 6 rather. Inventory maximized. We'll finish the other side quests that we did while we were ootin' a boot too. Yep, 8 and 5, nice. 8 and 5, not 8 and 6. That's fine still. You obtained an expanded potion satchel, further increasing your capacity for carrying consumables. Item slot increases are as follows: potions to 8, high potions to 5, strength tonics to 4, and stone skin tonics. Stone skin tonics to 4. With 2 Ds. What's that trophy mean? What's that trophy mean? Want to make sure that we give Anna a shout out too. I'll have to check her out. Yeah, right. With 2 Ds. What's that mean? Inventory slots that are maximum. Got it. Cool. Excellent. So did it end up refilling our potions, or do we have to go buy more again? We have to buy more again. That's okay. That's okay. Was there anything else we had to complete here? We do have something else at the writing desk. It looks like we've got a renown thing to collect, so we'll do that while we're here. This game has been so much fun. I hope y'all have had a chance to enjoy the game. It's been a lot of fun to play. I know not everybody's been able to get their hands on a PS5, so it's been nice to share the experience with folks. It's been a blast.
You're a stranger, eh?
My first time getting to stream a Final Fantasy game for the first time, outside of Crisis Core, but I'd already played that game before, and they didn't change a whole bunch for the remake, so. Okay, we are the shadows that quicken in the Firebird's wake, and from the shadows do serve our Lord and those who would be his wings. Gives us Ring of the Swift Shot.
You earned this.
What does Ring of the Swift Shot do? Gear. Right now we've got the Flame of Rebirth cooldown reduction. We've also got the attack proficiency increase. Ring of the Swift Shot does lowers charge time for charged magic by 0.2 seconds. That's a little underwhelming. I imagine 0.2 seconds is probably can be life or death in some situations, but I'm pretty confident we'll be okay. I'm pretty confident we'll be okay. We do have to do some of the arcade modes too. Maybe we'll take like a whole stream just to do the arcade modes. That might be fun. Maybe like before the last battle or something, or the final section of the game. We'll go through and do the arcade modes. It's kind of like a little tiny recap just for fun. And Lost There Will Be Found. It is hard to believe Theo is gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watering the birds or readying the packs. Yet he is not, and it is everything I can do not to fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together, so as long as I still have the caravans, he will ever be with me. And I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I choose. Eloise. Dang. That's so sad. Such a bummer. Our wall's filling out, though. Still missing quite a bit of stuff here, though. Which I imagine we'll continue to find as we get more, as we complete some more side quests. Alright, so I think that's everything to do here for now. So let's go ahead and head out and go to the next side quest at Martha's Rest. Oh, Martha.
Ah, Clive. I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food.
Nice.
I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool...
Well, this is our first playthrough so far. Is it Grarl? Grarl?
Those poor bearers.
I guarantee that I've said that name wrong. But I will tell you, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time.
It's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of
Got it. So you gotta send me.
Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's...
I enjoy them. I enjoy them. Some of them, right? They're a little like...
It's you.
Stretched out, I would say. Probably a little too much. But other than that, though, some of the side quests have been just as good as the main quest.
There.
Right. But like even that one was like, it was fine, right? Because I see the point where you're like trying to like get an idea of what the hideaway was supposed to be, stuff like that. Sorry, I'm talking over the talking.
And chocobos love them too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade...
You've eaten monster guts, Clive. Let's not get carried away.
I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
But yeah, I would feel like, to be honest, most of my... I wouldn't even call them complaints, but most of my criticisms of this game, I feel like are minor in the grand scale, right? So, I'll have a better opinion on things when I finish it, but for now...
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do everything, so... At this point, we've finished all the side quests so far, so I have every intention to continue on. And like I said, ever since like the very beginning of the game, I don't think I've had like that dragging feeling with side quests at all. So even something like this, like I could have just fast traveled. I don't mind just walking through and like seeing the world again, seeing how the sky looks again from after what, you know, after the things happened before, just in case. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. Can I actually do these now? I don't think it was glowing before. Hang on a sec. Let's see what we got. See ya.
This one's awake.
Let me hide my face for a second here. Chronoliths, or chronoliths. Chronoliths are similar to the arete, I forgot how to say that. The A-stone, in that within them is hidden a virtual battlefield, accessible by Clive and Clive alone. Each chronolith presents Clive with a timed trial in which he must combat continuous waves of deadly enemies, equipped only with the feat and abilities of a single icon. Interesting. Okay. That could be fun.
Let's see what's inside.
The Phoenix. Trial by elements. Complete the trial. Clive must defeat all enemies before time runs out, using only the predetermined feat and abilities of a single icon. Time can be extended by performing certain battle techniques specified before the start of each trial phase. Shift combos, rising finish, so launching enemies into the air with rising flames, okay? Punishing a downward enemy, multi-burst, collateral cyclone, that's the thing with Scarlet Cyclone, got it. First bonus, bonus times 3, so battle bonus 3 times, okay. Okay. So basically just do well. We get Rising Flames and Scarlet Cyclone, which is basically the first 2 abilities. Multi-burst, land 10, magic burst. I can do that too. And precision dodges, obviously, will be fine there too. On an enemy in the air 2 times. Okay. Plus 8 seconds. Alrighty, let's give it a shot. Dodge here and just like, there we go. Oh, cheers. I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's obviously there's some hit and miss, but I feel like in most games there's going to be hit and miss side quests, right? Like not every game's going to be like Witcher 3. You know what I mean? Where like every side quest has like this massive meaning. So for me, it's forgivable at the end of the day. It's not so bad that I'm like, I can't do these side quests anymore. Like, no, I'm having fun with it still. Ooh, he dodged it. Should finish it off. Nice. Nice. So that was stage 1. Oh, we never did the double shift. Got it. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, yo, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I would much rather not be spoiled than just do it. Because like I said, I'm going to do them all anyway, so it's really no harm, no foul. I should probably wait until this stuff comes off cooldown, huh? There we go. All right, let's do it. All right, stage 2. Shift combos, double shifts, heat wave counters, okay. Collateral cyclone, punish, precision dodges, ability finishes, and multi-burst. So this time we have heat wave and Scarlet Cyclone, so we don't have the rising one anymore, which isn't too bad. I do like heat wave, so this should be fun. As he gets absolutely demolished. Oop, dodge. Oops. Ow. Finish this thing off faster. Okay. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Ah, we missed the 20-second bonus for getting all the bonuses, so we didn't get the double shift thing yet. But that's okay. This last stage is about to be ridiculous, huh? This is kind of cool. So they're going to have trials like this for every single one of the icons, and that's going to be fun. Stage 3. This time we've got Heatwave Counter, Flames of Punishment. Looks like we got Flames of Rebirth this time. Okay. So this is the combo that I usually use anyways. So this should be pretty fun. Let's just do this and get this thing out of here. Gonna waste some time with it. Yeah. Interesting. I'm not sure we have enough to take both of these two down with the time we have left, but we're gonna try. Being a little greedy here, but I want this thing staggered. Okay. Do it this way. Take care of it. That one's done. Trying to get the parry there. Nice. Okay, down it goes. Should be fine. Nice. Nice. There you go. That was fun. Oh, is there another stage? Wait for cooldowns to come back up just in case. This one's purple too. Oh, nice stretching. So where were the other ones of these? I remember seeing one in the Sambrek region. They marked on the map. I'll be able to see them on the map too. That's right. We'll be able to go back and find them. Because this will be fun. We'll be fine. The final stage. Let's do it. Ooh, maybe not. All right, so we get Rising Flames and Flames of Rebirth. Okay. Good deal. Here we go. Ah. Ooh, this is not going to be enough time, I don't think. Does do a lot of work, but I probably needed like 3 minutes to take this thing out.
Nice try.
Got it. Just in time. Health back. A little early or a little late on the dodge there. Okay.
Too slow.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Interesting. Okay, so this is pretty tough then. We'll have to do a better job of not wasting our limit break. So that way we got a decent limit break coming into this one. Interesting. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. We'll come back to that. We'll make a whole stream out of doing those. That'll be a good time. That's fun. Because I bet we could probably get our time to be a lot higher than what we had it there. I've actually gotten so used to using the multiple icons, I've forgotten what it was like to just stay on one. Alrighty. Head our way over to East Pool. See, it's stuff like that. I just find so much joy in the simple things in this game. No explosions, thank you. Oof. Looks to be about 50-50 today. We'll skip the Geth Blossom. All right, let's go talk to Sir Wade. What up, homie?
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
Time for you to become a farmer, boy.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming.
Hey, this is the part I'm good at.
Damn it all. I thought we'd have more time.
This is the Akashic,
Gather
right?
the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic, a veritable legion of them. They've been
At least one of us was paying attention, Clive.
For a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
Hard for them to live like people until you start treating them like people.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you?
They're just like, yes.
Are you going to accept
Credits.
fate like good little man did and die, having never stood up
credits.
for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Well, you know, I wasn't convinced, but then she brought out the frying pan, and you know what? It riled me up. She got me.
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
Ah, girl, let's go.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together.
That's right. Yeah, we had a big raid. Nice folks.
Thank you, Martha.
Yeah, it was cool.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Okay, but if you kill Lade like you killed Theo, we're gonna have a problem. Just letting you know. Letting you know. We're gonna fight.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
Let's do it.
So
I'm
what's
ready.
the plan of action?
Fight
We
Akashic.
divide our forces into several small detachments.
All right, this is a
Each
plan,
made
I
up of
guess.
Guardians, bearers, and guards for the rest. These will
Meowdy.
position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village.
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs.
Got it.
Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first.
I will not.
Coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them. And for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. But you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory?
Yes.
Sir Wade, they're here.
Yes.
Then you know what you must do. We work together. Everyone playing
Hey, there you go, big win.
Shielding the other that no man might fall. That Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
Good.
And I will do as you ask.
I'll be here.
We'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
I was gonna say, unless you came here just to look pretty. That frying pan's not just for show. Get out there, bash some heads. Let's go. It's time.
The calm before the storm.
Gerblins.
And here it comes.
Hi, everybody.
Let this village fall.
Hop-boop. Hop-boop. Everybody in. Come on. Where are you running to? Where are you running to? How did I miss that chest?
You're finished.
That was fun. I mentioned this last stream, but it feels nice to have Clive actually feel strong. Like, he should be able to burst through these things now at this point, and he does, which is nice.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Sick.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So Wade, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us.
I'm off to Martha's Rest then. Goodbye.
A detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord.
I'm sure.
May the Founder protect you.
I have a sword. May the Founder protect you. Ah, I've got a sword. We'll be fine. Yeah, I've got a sword and a dog. We're good.
This is no time to ride.
We're good.
Come to tell me an Akashic curl's heading towards the west.
And several icons, true. All right, Ambrosia.
Come on.
Ride like the wind, bullseye. Tip tap, tip tap, tip tap, tip tap. Big win, let's go. Past the goblins. Over the bridge. Over the goblin. Power slide.
That's it.
Here we go. Woo! I'm excited. Let's go.
There it is.
Nope. That does so much stagger damage. Right? Remember when that Corolla used to take like 5 minutes? We just beat that in like 45 seconds. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, that was easy. Put the sword away. Time to walk. Yeah, thanks for coming, by the way.
The Carl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde.
Sick.
I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
Did you have doubt?
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Dang.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
True.
They're not slaves anymore.
No, they're...
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade.
Pudlian?
But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance.
Sure.
I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? I delivered the... I delivered seeds.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together?
Like it was yesterday.
Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes.
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield.
Damn.
Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
I got some eyes, man.
Thanks to you. You have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
Nice. Alrighty. Off to Martha's Rest. It looks like we still have one more side quest to finish.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh?
Yeah, well,
Not only
you
did
know.
my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
I was just
It's
helping.
only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
No, give it back. We don't need it.
Eastpool's finally back on its feet again.
We're fine.
And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away.
Mm-hmm.
Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays.
True.
You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
Damn.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me.
Ooh,
He
flashback.
showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers.
Oh, maybe not a
Anyone
flashback because this
knows
guy's
what
still.
he thought I was doing with
She's
him.
telling a story.
Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway.
Oh, y'all didn't hear that? My stomach just growled something fierce.
Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were.
Well, we both wanted the same thing, to make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve.
It's true.
Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Only a little bit, though.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
True.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Feed me, I'm starving. 4,800 experience, doesn't bad. Got Martha's Rest signboard for the chambers. Nice. All right, so now we make for, it doesn't look like it's in this area. I imagine it's in the, yeah. The Gilded Path. Off we go. This looks to be the last side quest. At least for now. That is so far away from here. Oh, that's right. Can we even do that? Oh, can we go through this way? I didn't even consider that. Guess we'll find out. Hey, keep your hell diving days up there, okay? Leave me alone. Ambrosia? Ambrosia, move. Oh yeah, look at this. Good deal. Go around the backside, see if we can't find any treasure chest. Oh, there was a treasure chest in Eastpool. I forgot again. Dang it.
All right.
I don't see anything immediately. 6 Desert Roses, though. Up. Up. Yeah, just consumables. Okay. I imagine there'll be a hunt over in this area here. Excuse me. And a fast travel point? How kind. Up. Here we go. Hello? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Bye-bye.
You'll pay for this.
Too soon?
They still be survivors.
Boop. A-boop. A-boop. Any survivors? Hello?
Whatever that thing is.
Pyrite.
I'd say it's their leader. slow.
Nice. Get the feeling this will probably end up doing the majority of the damage. Wow, this thing's tanky. Got him. Got him. Here we go.
Should have stayed in the past.
True. So true, bestie.
These
Oh,
were
jeez.
Cyril's colleagues.
Yikes.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are
Yikes.
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins, a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire.
Jeez.
Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
Damn. They sacrificed themselves.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
I suppose I better open this door so I can actually come back through this way. There we go. Door's opened. And we can come back there whenever we want. So let's go back to Cyril's over here, right? Yep. And Tabor. Tabor. And Tabor. And then in the house, which was back this way.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Thanks.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kratov. Losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends? Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty. And should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord.
He's not going to listen.
If you will permit me to respond. Our faith in his grace, Joshua Rossfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
Stubborn ass. That's fine though. Whatever. Ooh, we got a nice age cooldown amulet. Nice. Yeah, I'd walk away too. Not that much else you can do there. It is what it is. Mine's made up. Mine's made up. Alrighty. Oh. Oh, now we can go to Kratov. Okay, good. Good. Back to the hideaway, and we're going to at least trigger the next main quest here to at least give us a taste of what we're going to expect next.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
I imagine we'll have some cutscenes here as well.
I still say it were a compliment.
Ah.
Hi, Vivian.
Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
Absolutely not. She's your problem, though.
I'm not here for mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Mine. I'm going to need
It's me.
a place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy,
How you doing, Crash?
Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long. Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
I had an interview today.
I'm sure you know better than we do.
Doing well, thanks.
But no splinters.
No splinters.
All right. If it will get you out of my hair.
No, I will continue to be in your hair.
Interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
Understood. Jeez. Yeah, it went okay. It went okay. I felt pretty good, but it was weird.
Barnabas Tharm, the one they call
Barnabas Tharm.
the last king. Understand him, and you will understand
No.
the kingdom of Waloed.
No.
Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. and having unleashed them upon the
That steak that you
formidable
shared the other day
Voldemort,
looked good.
he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom.
I definitely do
of
not
Florence.
eat steak enough.
The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea. Tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm.
I wonder.
Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still
was a long
sits
time ago.
on his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash.
If he's been...
Much of the continent
Alright.
has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore.
So, I know that, like... I'm going to speak out loud just quickly here. I know that Barnabas is working with Ultima, right? So, like, we already know that. And I'm probably asking questions that I don't want the answer to at the end of the day. I'm just kind of, like, working through my thought process here. But, like, Jill is having issues with the abilities that she's using. And it's getting her, like, the Bearer's Blight, right? So she's getting, like, the stone hands. Sid also had that problem, right? And Sid, I would assume, is younger than Barnabas. If he's been the king for 40 years, right? And Sid was having this problem, right? Joshua's having this problem. Joshua's only in his, 20s, 30s, maybe? 30s at most. And obviously we know that Clive is immune for reasons that they haven't completely explained, but they've started to at least start to piece together. So, like, is Barnabas not just, like, are they not just the same? Those two? Strange to me. Strange to me. It's interesting, to say the least.
You see, Clive. You have
How's he
an
able to
answer
do that
all
for
along.
so long without, like, having some kind of negative effect?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
You are flirting with me. Stop it.
Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah. Did that dead ass unlock another side quest? Just by talking to somebody?
Please, you're great. My Lord Marquis.
Really?
Is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might.
Well, good news is on Saturday, it's probably going to be all plot.
His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but...
But?
but His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger.
Uh-oh.
And thankfully, a recipe was found.
Uh-oh.
The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by. And our supplies are almost exhausted.
Of course.
Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
You know, when you say, would you help, that's not a demand.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
Where am I going?
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A marble tendril.
A rare herb by the name of
Oh.
stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse.
Cool.
We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded.
Gotcha.
The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The Stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes, but...
Then it's fine.
I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough.
All right.
I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Easy enough. Let's do it. Let's do it. One last side quest. And maybe we'll even sit for the rest of the stream. Oh. The aqueducts. Oh. Oh. You ever been standing for a long time, then you sit down and you're just like, it just feels nice, you know? This chair has just been worth every penny. I know that you were talking about saving Joshua, but you were like, you know what? I haven't saved in a while.
Faster.
Right. Run. Flee. This looks like it's going to be mostly painless. Sorry, Ambrosia, you can't go in there.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our Stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it.
Boop. Pop. Pop. And you get. And down he goes. Treasure chest. Aha! Aha!
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
Alright, back to Yote. That wasn't too bad. Pretty painless.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know.
It's almost like we're brothers.
Think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
I will then ignore it, but I will keep it in mind. More magic to Ash. Cool. Nothing new at the forge, nothing new at the shop. Next place is to go over here, and that is where we're gonna call it for today, folks. Need to get started, need to get dinner working. Gotta get some stuff done. Oh, I'm glad we were able to get a stream in for Final Fantasy 16 though, and I'm also glad that we didn't drop any frames, which was nice. YouTube, if you made it this far, make sure you like the video. Hope you enjoyed everything so far. If you haven't already, check out the rest of the series. We got all kinds of fun stuff here on the YouTube channel as well. If you haven't checked it out, give it a follow, give it a look. Appreciate y'all, and as always, we'll see you again in the next one. Have a great day, YouTube. Bye!